on, friends? It's your boy Danny Brasco Bets. You are live and direct right here at Pick Profits. So now you can't leave. Let's jump into the free play for today. Guys, these are just the freebies. If you want to get involved with our best plays, our premium plays, hit the link in our bio to get signed up for a daily, weekly, monthly card, whatever works for you, or shoot us a DM if you have any questions on how it works and how to get all set up. Here we go. Let's jump into the free play. I'm moving away from the NBA because it's been none too kind to me, just downright rude recently. So let's go to college hoops, taking a look at a good Big Ten matchup on the slate tonight. That's going to be the Indiana Hoosiers taking on the Iowa Hawkeyes. They'll be traveling on the road. Not too easy to play Iowa at home, but let's look at how these teams match up and where we want to make our play. Well, the Indiana Hoosiers are 8-6 straight up. They're 9-5 against the spread. Good records there. And the Iowa Hawkeyes, 12-2 straight up. They're 10-4 against the spread. Gotta love seeing that out of a top-ranked team. Iowa, right now, the number 4 overall in the nation. And, obviously that's been behind amazing play from Luka Garza, Wieskamp, Jordan Bohannon. They got shooters. They got great offense. So we're going to take a look at them in a moment. Let's jump into the Hoosiers first. Well, Indiana typically will get it done and win games behind their defensive play. Right now, they're ranked 27th in defensive efficiency. So when they play stout defense, that's how they win ball games. But they just allowed Purdue in their last game to drop 81 points on them, shooting 53.2% from the floor. Damn, Purdue really got it going, and that's not characteristic of an Indiana Hoosiers team. So if they're not playing that good defense, if you drop 81 on them, you should be able to beat them, and that's what happened in that last game against Purdue. If we look at the offensive side of the ball, if they are letting up big numbers and big totals to other teams, they're going to need that firepower coming from their guy, Trace Jackson Davis. Right now on the season, he's averaging a little over 20 points per game. So, like I mentioned, if they are giving up bigger numbers, they got to get Jackson Davis going to be able to match that scoring output. Well, we're saying that, defensive efficiency has won them games, but not the case as of late. In their last 3 games, first of all, we already mentioned it, Purdue, they lost. They gave up 81, lost 81-69 against Purdue. That game played to the over. Then the game prior to that, they beat Nebraska in a game that was 84-76, and that game played to the over. And the game prior to that, they lost to Wisconsin 80-73. 2 interesting notes there. They've dropped 73 points on Wisconsin. Of course, that game played to the over. But they gave up 80 as well. So they're not playing great defense. And, at times it looks like they can match that scoring output, even against the Badgers, who are always a good defensive team. So interesting stuff. Maybe trending away from their really defensive-oriented play are the Hoosiers. The last 4 games of Indiana's have all out of 5 have played to the over. 4 out of 5 have played to the over for the Hoosiers. So interesting notes there for Indiana. Now let's move to Iowa. They're sitting at number 1 in the country in adjusted offensive efficiency. We know, like I mentioned, those guys, Luka Garza, Wieskamp, Jordan Bohannon. They got shooters on the outside. They got Garza on the inside. He's going to be a top NBA draft pick for sure. I mean, he can get what he wants at will. His game looks really polished. And, Iowa defensively is sitting at allowing 73.2 points per game. So, really, they just get into these offensive, shootouts. Their defense is nothing to write home about, giving up 73 a game. And, on Sunday, they straight up dismantled Northwestern. That kept them on pace right now with the Michigan Wolverines, who they're racing for that number 1 spot in the Big Ten Conference right now. They destroyed Northwestern. They beat them 96-73. You can believe that game played to the over. Game prior to that, they played Minnesota. They put up 86 on Minnesota. 86-71 was the final score there. That game played to the under. Really high total set in that one. And then the game prior to that, they played Maryland. Dropped 89 on Maryland, who can be gritty defensively, at times. And that game also played to the over. So what am I getting at in this? I think you already know, where I'm tipping my cap, where I'm leaning towards. The conclusion will be that, yes, the Hawkeyes do in fact have a tendency to put themselves in these offensive firepower shootouts, these firefights, and they've dropped 80 or more points in 8 of their last 10 games. So they will just look to try to outscore you and run you out of the gym. The Hawkeyes are 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games against a team with a winning straight-up record. So the way I'm looking at this is if you see how Vegas has set the spread at a -10 right now, I think that indicates that they expect high scoring out of them. If you're -10 and you're Iowa, I don't expect the game to end, 60-50, even 70-60. If they're laying 10 points and the over-under right now is set at 150, I think that Vegas is expecting a high scoring output from the Hawkeyes and even perhaps the Hoosiers. So that's how, what the logic is saying to me from the numbers that I'm seeing. And, Indiana are also 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games when playing as the underdog. So put that all together, I see both teams being able to put buckets in this one. If the spread is -10, if both of them can put up offense, and Iowa does nothing but play offense, and maybe their defense gives up a good number too here. So I expect scoring from both teams in this one, especially the style that Indiana's been playing recently, which is less defensive oriented and more, let's see if we can keep up the scoring output with you. So let's wrap it up. The total has gone over in 12 of Iowa's last 16 games, and the total has gone over in 8 of Iowa's last games against Indiana. So historically, these guys play to higher totals, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to play the over 150 in this one. Over 150 will be the play. Typically, Big Ten games, you like to play unders, but this matchup says otherwise to me. So we're going to go with a Big Ten over 150. Good luck to everyone tailing this bet. If you guys are looking for a book to place it, I highly recommend checking out BETUS. We have a promo code PICK125 that gets you 125% of your deposit matched when you sign up. So you put in $100, you get 125 in free money. It's that simple. Guys, hit us up if you have any questions about getting set up with the sportsbook. We work with them and we'd be happy to get you all signed up. Let's get after it. Hoping to get this W for you guys. Let's go get this bread. Booyah, Hawkeyes.